Hi everybody, I'm Kim. Welcome to the Regretful Yarn Addict. Today we're going to be learning how to make this blanket, the Bonnie blanket. Very pretty, very easy. It has a very simple border. So let's go ahead and get this started. To make this blanket, you're going to need a tape measure, a pair of scissors, a darning needle, possibly a few stitch markers, and a 5.5 millimeter to go with your preferred 4-weight yarn. And we start this by putting a slip knot on our hook. Now we're going to chain 135 chains. And I will meet you when you've got those chains completed. Once you've got all 135 chains done, we are going to go into the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, and into this 4th chain, we're going to make a double crochet. And we're going to go ahead and put a double crochet into each and every one of these chains all the way to the end, at which time you should have 133 double crochets. Go ahead and pause the video and I'll meet you when you're at the end. Once you have all of your double crochets made, we're going to go ahead and turn our work. Now, in row 2, we're going to start out with 2 double crochets. Okay, and I like to start my double crochet as a stacked single. What I do is I just turn my work. I go into that very first stitch. I make a single crochet. And then I go into the side right there, grab my yarn, pull it up. So I have 2 loops, yarn and pull through, and that is my first double crochet. Here, if you're not familiar with it, you might want to put a stitch marker so that you know that's the top of the stitch right there. Now we're going to go ahead and put another double crochet into the next stitch. We're going to skip 1, and into that next stitch we're going to put a V-stitch. A V-stitch is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the very same stitch. Now we're going to skip 1, and into this next stitch we're going to do a front post double crochet. You just put your hook under there, grab your yarn and pull it through, and then just make a regular double crochet. And we're going to do that in the next 2 stitches. Just like that. Now we are going to skip 1, and into this next stitch we are going to put a V-stitch. Skip 2 and put in a V-stitch. Again, skip 2, make a V-stitch. So now we have 2 double crochets, 1 V-stitch, 3 front post double crochets, and 3 V-stitches. We are going to skip 1 and repeat that over. 1 front post, 2 front post, 3 front post. Skip 1, V-stitch. skip 2 V-stitch, and skip 2 V-stitch. And we're going to continue this pattern all the way across until we get to the point where we've made 3 double crochets, skip 1 V-stitch, and I will meet you there. Okay, I have reached the end. I have just made my 3 front post double crochets. I should have 5 stitches left, and I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that chain 3 is 5. We are going to skip 1, put in a V-stitch. Skip 1, and then in these last 2 stitches we are going to place a double crochet. Just like that. Okay, now let me grab some more yarn. We are going to turn our work, and this is going to be slightly different, just slightly. But we're going to go ahead and put a double crochet into those first 2 stitches, just like we did before. I use my double stack, and there you are. Now, into the top of this V-stitch, we're going to make another V-stitch. And then we're going to skip over to what was the front post, but now you see there's a ridge in front of them. So that means we have to do back post. And to do a back post, you just come in like that so that your hook is in the back. Grab your yarn and make a double. And then we're going to go ahead to that next V, and we're going to put a V-stitch into that chain 1 space. And into the next one, same thing, a V-stitch into that chain 1 space. And again, just like that. Now we've reached our post stitches again, and we're going to do 3 back post. Now we're at our V-stitches again. We're just going to go ahead and put a V-stitch and do that chain 1 space from below. And this is what we're going to continue doing all the way across. Into the top of every V-stitch, you're going to put a V-stitch. When you reach your back your post stitches, you're going to put in a back post, and I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I am almost at the end. I've just made my last V-stitch. I'm going to go ahead and put a double crochet into those last 2, and take my stitch marker out and put a double crochet into there. Now we are going to turn our work, and just like the row before, we are going to start out with a double crochet. And if you don't like doing this, you can just chain 3, chain 2, whichever way you like to start your double crochets. And we're going to go ahead and put another double crochet into that one. And here we go again, a V-stitch on top of a V-stitch. Now we're at front post, so we're just going to go ahead and make a front post. And there we are at our V stitches again, so we're just going to make another V. Just like that, and this is how we're going to continue to the end. I want you to repeat these 2 rows until you have 5 rows of V stitches. We are currently on our 3rd, so we'll need to make 2 more rows, and I'll meet you at that point. Okay, I've just finished my 5th row of V stitches. You can see here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now what we're going to do is turn our work and start out with that double and another double. So there's 2 double crochets. Now we've reached this V stitch, we are going to put a double on the top of that first double of the V. Then we're going to go in the middle and make a double, and then into that second V. So we have 5 double crochets. Now we're going to do our back post stitches. 1, 2, 3. And again, we're going to put a double on the top of that first double of the V, into that chain 1 space, and into the top of the second V. Top of the first one, chain 1 space, and the top of the second. The first, the space, the second. And we should have 9 double crochets there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to just do our 3 back posts. And again, we're going to do 9 double crochets going into the top of every double crochet and into the chain 1 space. And when you get to the end, after you make those 3 last back posts, you should have 5 stitches left, and I will meet you there. Okay, I am just finished making my last 3 back posts. So I'm going to put a double crochet into that first double of the V, into that chain 1 space, into the top of that second V, and then into my last 2 stitches. And turn. So this is what you should be looking at right now. And for this next row, we are just going to do all double crochets and front post double crochets. So you're going to start out with 5 double crochets. And then you're going to do 3 front posts. And then 9 double crochets. And you're going to do this all the way across, where you're going to have 3 front posts, 9 double crochets, 3 front posts, 9 double crochets, all the way to the end, where you're going to come to those last 3 front post double crochets, and you're only going to have 5 double crochets at the end. And I will meet you there. Okay, I've just finished my second row of double crochets, and now we are going to go down and repeat row number 2, except mirrored. Where we did front post double crochets, we're going to do back post. And basically the next section from here up is going to be exactly like this, except mirrored. So where we did front post on one row, on that same row up here, we're going to do back post. It's basically just alternating. So let's go ahead, turn our work, put in our double crochet, and that second double crochet, skip 1, and into that next stitch we are going to make a V. Skip 1, and now we are going to make 3 back post double crochets. And skip 1, and then the next one, a V. Skip 2, make a V. Skip 2, make a V. Skip 1, and make 3 back post double crochets. And you always know you have to make a back post double crochet when you see the little ridge. If there's a ridge, it's a back post. No ridge, front post. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. Skip 1, make a V. Skip 2, make a V. Skip 2, make a V. Skip 1, and do your back post. And continue like this all the way until you get to those last 3 back posts, and I will meet you there. Okay, I've just made my last 3 back post double crochets. Skip 1, make a V. Skip 1, and put in 1 double crochet in the last 2 stitches. Just like so. Then you're going to turn your work. And we're going to start this all over again where we do 1 double crochet and a second double crochet. And now for the next 4 rows, if it's a V-stitch, you put a V-stitch in. If it's a post stitch, you either do a front post or a back post, depending on what side of the work you're on. Front posts are all nice and straight like this. Back posts have a ridge. So, like I said, you'll do 4 more rows of the V-stitches, so you'll have a total of 5, and I'll meet you then. Okay, I've just finished my 5 rows of V-stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we're going to start on our first row of double crochet rows, where we start with a double crochet, and then we put in a second. Then we go into that stitch on top of the double, and we go I think I just put 2 stitches in one spot. 1, 2, and then on top of the the first V, into the middle, into the second. So I have 5 double crochets, 3 front post, and then we're going to go ahead and put in 9 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we do our front post double crochets. And just continue that all the way to the end like we did before, and at the end you should have 5 double crochets. Okay, so you've done that, and now you're going to turn your work and you're just going to put 5 double crochets, 3 back posts, 9 double crochets, 3 back posts, 9 all the way to the end until you get to your last 3 back post double crochets, and then you're going to put 5 double crochets. And then what you do is you just repeat this all over again. So basically you're going to go back down here to row 2 where we did 2 double crochets, skip 1, V-stitch, skip 1, 3 front post, skip 1, V-stitch, skip 2, V-stitch, skip 2, V-stitch, 3 front post doubles, skip 1, V, or you can just keep going back to the beginning of this video and following it until you have 12 sections of these 5 V-stitches. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 12 of these sections. Right now we have 1, 2. So repeat this 6 more times. No, 5 more times for a total of 6. So once you have 12 sections of these V-stitches, then you're going to go ahead and repeat this row we just finished where we put 5 double crochets, 3 post stitches, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3. And I can't say for sure if they're going to be front post or back post, but they should be front post. So continue doing that, and once you have 5 sections of this V-stitch done, and you've done this 1 row of double crochets, I will meet you then. Okay, so once you get to your end, what you're going to do is just chain 1 and turn. And now we are going to put a single crochet into every stitch all the way across. And I will meet you at the end. Okay, I'm coming up on my very last stitch at the top. Go ahead, put in that single, and then I'm going to chain 1 and put another single into that same space, and I'm going to put a stitch marker in so that I know that's my chain 1. Okay, now we are on the side that has our double crochets. Okay, now what I want to show you is this is what my standing double crochet looks like. It has like 2 holes. A regular double crochet is just like that. like when I ended on a double, but when I started and I do my stack, I have 2 holes. So if you did the standing double or double stack, then what you're going to do is put 1 single crochet into each of those holes. Otherwise, you put 2 single crochets into the side of every double. Just kind of keep track of how many singles you put in so that you will have the same amount on the other side. And you just keep doing this all the way to the end. Now I just made a sample piece, that's why I'm getting to my end sooner. Okay, and when you get to the end, into that very first stitch, you're going to do a corner, which is a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, and pop a stitch marker in your corner. Now we're along the bottom edge. So just put a single crochet into every single crochet across. See, I'm working over that very first tail. And we're just going to do that all the way across, just like we did at the top. And then when we get to the corner, it's going to be 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. And then on the other side, it's going to be basically 2 single crochets into the side of every double crochet. And I will meet you when we get back where we started. Okay, we're back where we started. I am going to go ahead, chain 3, and I'm going to put a second double crochet into my corner, and now into every single crochet I am going to put a double crochet all the way around, and into every corner I am going to put 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. And I will meet you back at the beginning. Okay, and now you can either leave it as this was just 1 round of double crochets. If you want, you can do another round. I, however, am going to finish it off with a crab stitch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start into my corner. I made a single, and now I'm going to do the crab. Let's chain 1 and go right back into that. You're going in the opposite direction that you usually go. If you're right-handed, you usually go to your left. We are going to go back to our right. So you're going to go into that stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through and make a single. Go into the next stitch, into the next one. Sorry if I'm going off. You just go in backwards into the stitch to your right. All the way. Once you get going on it, it's okay. But I know some people find it very awkward and difficult. So you don't have to do this. If you don't want to do another row of double, you could just do a round of slip stitches. You could do single crochet. Or you could just leave it with one round of double crochet. Just like so. And when you get to the corner, you're just going to put 3 crab stitches, because you're going to put 1 into that first double crochet, 1 into the chain 1 space, and then 1 into that next. Just like so. All right, you guys, that's it. That is how you do the Bonnie blanket. The finished size should be 49 inches long and 39 inches wide. Thank you. I appreciate you all for watching. I hope you enjoy this, and go ahead and make one for yourself. Thank you.